Good afternoon and welcome back to the EHS Daily Digest. Today we have an interview with one of the most important members of the lab. Welcome to our show, Mr. Biosafety Cabinet.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. You're definitely such an important member of the lab, but we don't know a lot about you. Can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, I'm a Class 2 Type A2 Biosafety Cabinet, which basically means that I'm suitable for work with pathogens. And I don't mean to brag, but 70% of my air inflow is recirculated and 30% is exhausted.
Wow, that's incredible. What does that mean exactly?
Well, it means that I can be used for work with biological and infectious agents, and that I keep the user, the product, and the environment safe. The user is protected by my front grills here. They catch potentially contaminated air and don't allow it to escape from the filter. Secondly, the product is protected because my motor blows HEPA-filtered laminar air onto my work surface to keep it clean, and then the front grills capture dirty air from the lab before it blows across the workspace. Finally, the environment is protected because all the exhausted air from the cabinet goes through an exhaust HEPA filter.
Wow, that is very impressive. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself? What do you consider your biggest strength?
Oh, by far, it is my HEPA filter.
Please tell us more.
Well, HEPA stands for High Efficiency Particulate Air. My filter is really what makes me, you know? It's pretty fancy and can filter 99% of 0.3 micrometer particles. It works by using interception, impaction, and diffusion to remove particles.
That is very, very interesting. Now that you've told us a little bit about your strengths, what would you consider your biggest weakness?
Well, this is a little awkward, but I can't really handle vapors or gas, but by far my biggest weakness is open flames. It just makes me blow up.
Really? Blow up?
Yeah, I can be a bit of a safety hazard.
Interesting. Well, what else should we know about your safety?
Well, you really shouldn't block my grills, since that will prevent proper airflow. And it's a bit of a pet peeve of mine when people overcrowd me. I'm here to protect you, and when you overcrowd me, you lose your product protection and personal protection.
Overcrowd? That seems like a bit of a pain. And not to mention, you make a really loud noise when your sash gets too high.
Well, I don't mean to be a nag, but that sash is there to protect you, so you need to align it to the proper height. And just bring what you think you need so you can stay more organized.
But wouldn't that involve making a plan beforehand?
Well, yeah.
Interesting. Would you consider yourself high maintenance?
I don't think so, although I do need to be certified annually and any time I have been moved, and at that time I have to be decontaminated by trained people.
Can't I just use an ultraviolet lamp for decontamination?
No, it's not very effective, so we use vaporized hydrogen peroxide, or VHP.
Interesting. Well, you've definitely shown us a lot about what it means to work with a biosafety cabinet. Could you give us an overview for how you would recommend we work with you?
Well, there's a simple 7-step procedure. Step 1, plan your work. Step 2, turn on the BSC and let it run for 15 minutes. Step 3, disinfect work surfaces. Step 4, work from clean to dirty. Step 5, disinfect work surfaces. Step 6, let the BSC run for 15 minutes. Step 7, turn it off.
Work from clean to dirty? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Well, you should be very organized when you are working, so make sure to have your clean products and supplies on one side and your waste and dirty materials on the other.
Awesome, thanks. Last question. Are there any other types of biosafety cabinets?
Well, there's also a Class 1 Biosafety Cabinet that offers environmental and personal protection but no product protection. And there's a Class 3 Biosafety Cabinet that is gas tight, but they are only used for really dangerous stuff and in Biosafety Level 4 labs. I am the most common class and type here at Georgia Tech.
Well, it sure was great to hear from you, Mr. Biosafety Cabinet. Thank you again for coming to EHS Daily Digest. Do you have any last comments for us?
Always wear your personal protective equipment and stay safe.
There you have it, folks. That's how biosafety cabinets work. Stay safe.